Bats on break. Sam and Simon are off for a spring break vacation. Of course, there's a crime to solve. Someone has stolen 4 giant turtles. Soon the Bat Gang is on the case. The boys quickly end up trapped in a cave, sitting on bat poop. Chapter 1. Take off, eh? Most years, I hate spring break. They should really call it mud break. It's usually too warm for skiing. It's too wet for baseball or soccer. There's not much you can do with a week of mud. But not this year. Simon's dad won 4 free tickets for a vacation in the sun. That meant tickets for Simon's mom and dad and Simon, and it left 1 ticket for me. No mud for me this year, only sunshine. We had to get to the airport at 6 a.m. for our flight. If you haven't been on a plane before, let me tell you, there's a lot of standing around before you get to the fun stuff. First, we had to stand in line for 2 hours just to check in. I think half of our town was in the line with us. I guess we weren't the only ones who wanted to leave the mud behind. Then we had to wait in line to go through the security check. An agent searched through our backpacks and made us take off our shoes. Nice socks, Sam, Simon said. I looked down. Both my big toes poked through holes. Air conditioning, I said. I'm going south. The agent rolled his eyes. I guess he'd heard that joke before. Then we had to line up again, just to get on the plane. We finally got into our seats and the pilot made an announcement. Make yourselves comfortable, folks. We're the 10th plane in line for takeoff. I could have walked to San Pedro by now, I grumbled to Simon. Shh, Simon replied. His nose was already stuck in a book. I'm getting started on my science project. It's due the day we get back, you know. What a nerd. At long last, I hear the roar of engines. The plane started out slowly, then got faster and faster until we were off the ground. I watched the houses and cars below getting smaller and smaller till all I could see were clouds. I tried to act pretty cool as we flew higher, but this was actually my first time on a plane. So I made sure I had a barf bag just in case. I also had a video game just in case I didn't barf. There was some goofy movie, and then the flight attendant said she would be bringing us snacks. Great idea. My empty gut kept reminding me that I had been up since 4 a.m. So I put down my tray table and got ready for lunch. Some lunch. I practically needed a magnifying glass to see the dinky bag of peanuts. Just when I thought I was going to starve to death, the pilot announced that we should buckle up because we were ready to land. Instead of clouds and endless blue, now I could see water and trees out the window. The plane swooped down and landed with a couple of light bumps on the ground. Luckily, the pilot stopped the plane just before we landed in the ocean. Cool, said Simon. Then the lineups began again. We lined up to get off the plane. We lined up to wait for our luggage. We lined up to get on a bus to our hotel. And man, was it hot. But finally, we arrived at our hotel. A loud band was playing music to greet us. Ladies in bright-colored dresses brought us drinks with cherries and a little paper umbrella in them. Cool, Simon repeated. He was beginning to wonder if it was the only word he knew. I wonder if there's booze in there, I asked as I gulped my umbrella drink. We get fruit juice, moron, said Simon. Then this teenager took us to our rooms. It turned out Simon and I got our own room. I mean, it was right behind Simon's parents, but still. This way we can sneak around, I told Simon. Simon's dad heard me. Let's get something straight, Mr. McDonald said. You two are signed up for the kids' club, capiche? That means no getting into trouble, capiche? How can I capiche when I don't know what a kids club is, said Simon. It's for kids from 4 to 14. Last time I looked, you were 12, Mr. McDonald answered. Back. You and Simon get to do fun things with all the kids your age. Fun stuff. Simon made a face. You mean it's like a day camp? There's a meeting about it at the main pool in 20 minutes, said Simon's mom. Go unpack and get ready. Simon and I threw our suitcases into our room. The room wasn't bad, really. A couple of hard beds, 2 dressers, a view of the ocean. But it was missing one thing. Hey, I yelled, where's the TV? I guess they want everyone outside at a resort, Simon said. Makes sense, but still, bummer. I don't know about this kids club, I said. It sounds like a loser club to me. Simon nodded. We'll go check it out, and then, well, my parents don't have to know what we really do. They'll be busy. Sometimes I really like the way Simon thinks. Anyhow, we ditched our stuff and went looking for the the kids club. We got lost right away, but then we saw the teenager who showed us to our room. He waved to us. My name is Manny, he said. If you're going to the kids club meeting, follow me. You work here? I asked. He was dressed in some kind of uniform, so that was a clue. Manny nodded. My parents work here, and I do odd jobs. So what's the kids club thing? I said. They teach you scuba diving and sailing, stuff like that. You'll like it. Do you get to do it too? Simon asked. I work here. The kids club is only for guests. And then Manny pointed to a spot near the pool. A bunch of kids were hanging around. The little kids were over on one side, the rest of us at the other. The little kids looked okay. The big kids were kind of pimply. One of them, a really big guy, yelled out, Hey, Manny, get me a towel. Manny muttered something and walked to the towel hut, but he didn't come back. Then the big guy pointed at us. Hey, everybody, we've got some newbies just off the plane. Let's give them the San Pedro welcome. The big guy started coming at us. I took off one way, but a couple of kids began chasing Simon. In no time, they had pushed him into the pool. From the look on their faces, I was the next target. That's when Manny came out of the towel hut. He looked at the big guy and at Simon floating in the pool. It's okay, I can swim, Simon called out. Then he yelled, My glasses! And he dived down into the pool. You do that again, Harry, Manny said, and you'll be out of the club. Don't threaten me, Manny, the big guy shot back. Remember that I'm a paying guest and you're just nothing. The two of them glared at each other. A whole week of this? A whole week of kids club? A whole week with Harry? Maybe I should have stayed home for mud break.